Welcome to the Shoe in the Breeze Conversation with the DJ podcast with your host, Eric Lee and Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas.
What you thinking? What you thinking, Lola? What's up, baby?
What's up, man? What's up, E?
Hey, man, everything is good, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Oh, let me adjust the camera, pull it up just a little bit. It's cutting off my head just a little bit. You know, I just got off the air, so
Okay.
had to rush over here and then just made a little post, did it like a power post,
Right.
to promote the show, on
Right,
IG.
right.
I went digging in the crates, pulled out some, since we celebrate 50 years of hip hop,
50
we
years of
got
hip-hop.
sometimes we got to remind them of what we've done. You know what I mean? And that's what this
Absolutely.
show is all about. We got to remind them of what we have done.
Hey, man, absolutely. Welcome to Shooting the Breeze Conversations with the DJ. I'm yours truly, Eric Lee, and you are once again who?
I'm the LIT, the CIT, always on fire. I stay lit. Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas. Yes.
Yes. And we get a chance to talk to some people that have helped shape our careers, some folks that we know personally. We're going to
Yes.
get some great interviews in, and we want you guys to be a part of it. Make sure if you're watching this on Facebook, hit the like button. If you're catching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscription button as well as the notification button. So every time we open up this content each and every Thursday night, you will be a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And last week was amazing, man. I mean, and the funny thing is we shared a lot of pictures and getting prepared for this week.
Right.
I saw more pictures with Bobby Duckett
Yeah.
that I missed from last week.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, I could have used this last week, but getting prepared for this week's show and the young lady that we're about to speak to, I actually call her mom. You know what I mean? That's what I call her. I call her mom. I call her mom, So I saw so many pictures of Bobby Duckett and Dog, man. I tell you this all the time. As I continue to do research and digging and going through the archives, you and I have been together almost like
time.
every step of the way, man.
Man.
So it's amazing. It's really amazing. And I'm glad we're
Brothers
doing
from
this
another
together
mother.
for sure.
Absolutely. So we were talking about the young lady he calls mom. We're gonna bring her on because she has been a mainstay in the music industry for years, and I'm just gonna bring her on, Miss Wanda Hayes. How you doing?
Yes.
Hello, son.
How are you, Mom?
Eric, I bet you didn't know that's my son.
You didn't know that, E. Did you know that?
I did not know it.
Yes.
I did not know you call her mom.
Yeah, I sure do. And she calls me son for sure. It's been like that for at least 20 years now.
At
least. And that is, that might be cutting it a little short. maybe a bit longer than that. But yes, but Wanda, it is so good to see you.
Oh, it is so good to see you. You need to call your mom sometime.
Yeah, I will. It has been a minute, but see, this is the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna pick up and where we left off, and we're gonna hit the ground running going forward.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Absolutely. So Wanda, you got it. We go back a long way. Actually, Lo and I, all of us go back a long way, but let everybody know a little bit about your past and how you got into the music industry, because it is hilarious. When I got a chance to read over some of the notes, I was like, I never knew that's how you got into the business. Talk about it a little bit.
Oh, wow. How I got into the business.
WOL?
Huh?
WOL?
WOL Radio. Well, my sister was working at WOL Cordell. And she, the young lady who ran the front, who was a receptionist, she was pregnant. She went out on maternity leave. I had just had a baby, and she said, "Hey, you want a job? You want to come up to the station and sit in for the young lady?" I said, "Okay." Well, y'all know me. Anything I get into, I'm gonna kind of take it over. So the record reps will come in on Tuesdays. And they would just rush past me and go in to see Diane Douglas, who was the music director. So one day I shut the door between Diane and the reception's door. So they had to sit out there and talk to me. So I would pretend Diane was on the phone, and I go, "Oh, hold on, she'll be with you in a minute." I would ask all kinds of questions. When I was finished with them, I go, "Oh, you can go ahead on back now." So I got to know all the record reps. And then one day this guy walked in and he said, I'm going to hire you one day. His name was Willie Lester. He had Prelude Records. Bobby Thurston, Sweetest Piece of the Pie was his record. And he did hire me. And I worked out of his basement. And then, it was a little label. First person I called to play the record, I did not know was Butterball.
Oh,
I asked him to play a record that nobody knew about. And the guy says, Willie Lester says, you talked to Butterball? I said, yeah. Like, I didn't know who Butterball was at the time. But anyway, I built relationships like that. And then I went to work for Patrick Spencer. He was regional director for the Mid-Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
And a thing about that is that they had layoffs at RCA. And I didn't get my paycheck one week. And I went to Patrick, and Patrick's like, oh, I'll find out what happened in New York. How much do you get paid? So he paid me cash. I wasn't worried about it. Right. Then next week, I got a letter from Cobra. I had been laid off. Patrick didn't tell me. He kept paying me. And he helped me find a job over at Polygram Records. And that's how things started.
Yeah, man, I go back and forth with Patrick about his Eagles. Right now, he winning.
Yeah. Philly's winning big time right now. You can't say nothing to anybody from Philly.
You can't say nothing to nobody from Philly.
Shout out to Renee Givens. She says, Wanda, you look marvelous.
Yes, you do. Yes, Thank you do. Let's give her a big round of applause. Definitely. Yes.
Charlene Johnson said, hey, Wanda.
Hey, girl.
And if you are out and about and you're checking us out either on any of the social media platforms, from Facebook to YouTube, feel free to shout us out. We'll put you up on the screen a little bit. Matter of fact, shout out to my man Daniel Hunt, one of my homeboys from high school. He's always checking in. Thank you for checking us out, Daniel. Absolutely. So, Wanda, name some of these folks that you've worked with.
Oh, my goodness.
And let's have some conversation about some of them.
Oh, some of them. Let me see. The very first group I ever worked with was Ray Goodman and Brown, a Special Lady.
Wow.
And that was the very first group. What a way to come out the starting gate, huh?
Right.
Wow.
And then there was Vanessa Williams, Brian McKnight. There was my boy Will Downing. Kool in the Gang. Tony, to whom is still my hearts to this day. I just talked to Dwayne a few minutes ago before the call. Kool in the Gang, Curtis Blow, LaToya Jackson, which only broke her record in the Richmond market, may I say.
We had something to do with that. Yes.
Had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Joe, Crystal Waters, Parliament Funkadelic, Confunction,
so you work with George.
Barkays.
Yeah.
There was Ed O.G. and the Bulldogs, and my favorite, Ill and Al Scratch.
Where my homies?
Where they at?
Where my homies?
Junior Giscombe, Black Sheep, and the last group, the Fat Boys. There was Blase. I love them.
Oh, yeah.
And the last group that I worked with was there was more in between that, was the Temptations, Phoenix Rising. Their album went gold. That was the last group I worked with. Worked with Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett. Remember Jason's Lyrics?
Yeah, but when I saw that, what was working with Jada for? She didn't sing, did she?
But she had the movie Jason's Lyric.
Right.
The soundtrack.
Had the soundtrack.
Right.
And promotion is promotion.
Right.
They went around promoting the record, and Brian McKnight was on that album as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's just some of the people that we worked with.
When I knew you were coming on, I could not really pinpoint one group in particular. I knew so many of the groups that you worked for, but it was something unique about you and the relationships that you had with so many artists that was somewhat different. Because when you say, somebody that worked, we're not going to say any names, but I'll just say when you say someone from MCA during that time, you thought of a specific person.
Right.
Or if you said Capitol, you thought of a certain person. But when it came to Wanda Hayes, it wasn't a label that was attached to you. It was you. It wasn't like you know what I'm saying? It's I hear all these groups, but I couldn't remember what particular label, because I always looked at you as you, and you worked with so many people, and it didn't matter what label they were with. You worked with so many, depending on what their responsibilities were, what their target was at that particular time, or what song they were pushing, because you worked with so many. That's what I kind of remember, because I remember formulating a friendship with Queen Latifah early on, and I mean, back in those days, it was like at the conventions, you meet someone at the studio, but then at the conventions, you really got a chance to hang out. And I remember just walking down the street in New York City. I think it was a New Music Seminar. And because of you introducing me to those people, I'm walking down the street with Queen Latifah and MC Lyte, and we jumping from party to party to party, like it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, like it was okay, but that was something unique about you that I think separated you from everyone else.
Well, Veronica Coleman said Wanda was the label.
Exactly. Thank you, Veronica. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's go. Hold on. Here we go. Low. Check it out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It kind of made me laugh. It took me way back.
Going where?
Back down memory lane.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the little girl in the back.
Lee, you went digging. Is that WANT?
And Kirby Carmichael.
Oh my goodness.
And she rolling with Cameo.
Wow.
Yeah,
look
Cameo.
at that. Yeah, with Kirby Carmichael, right? That's Kirby Carmichael, right?
Yeah, Kirby right there, man. The tall man of soul.
Man.
Yeah.
We got people laughing at the pictures.
I remember that studio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we worked in there.
We worked in that studio.
Worked in that studio. Matter of fact, we pulled up at WANT in the tour bus.
Oh,
and got off the tour bus. It wasn't no getting in the limo coming. We would run. Of course, we was working with Larry Blackman. We were running late.
Mm-hmm.
We pulled up at
A&T. Get out, walk up the steps, go down the hall, and the studio was to the left. There. That's right. Production studio to the right, studio to the left. I remember that like it was yesterday. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was good. Charlie Singleton, who's on my right, he and I are still very good friends to this day. Good guy. He calls himself the Phantom now. He makes every guitar he plays, he makes.
Wow. Okay.
He designs it. Yes.
Okay, hold on for a second. Is that Ron Isley back there with you?
No, that's Ron Isley, Candy Shannon from KYS, the great Angela Wimbush. And Greg Diggs.
Shout out Greg Diggs.
Yo, what up, Greg? What up, Greg?
You know what? We were at the Hyatt in Georgetown, and I still have it to this day. She bought me a puppy, a stuffed puppy, and I named it Angel because the song was out, Angel at that time. And I still have it to this day.
Well, I got to tell my Greg Diggs story real quick. Greg was responsible.
Greg, I hope you're checking us out, buddy.
Yeah, Greg was responsible for hiring me at BET. I went to an industry party, met there in Washington, D.C. He said, we're about to make some changes at BET. Said, send him an air check tape. So I gave him a tape, and then he hired me, and I ended up, from that point on, being the last voice for Video Vibrations at BET. All because of Greg Diggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eric, isn't that how you find out somebody don't have a job at a party?
Yeah,
somebody say, I'm getting ready to make some changes.
Yeah.
I
had to keep it under wraps. Yeah. And went on to be like the voice, did a lot of voiceover stuff for BET at that time. Then I moved on. I started filling in for Rachel doing Planet Groove and did this thing. Sam Walker put me on doing what was it? Soft. It was an entertainment news segment that ran. I can't remember the name of it off the top, but it's all because of Greg Diggs and Sam Walker. Big shout out to him as well.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you're checking this out, feel free to hit us up in the comment section. A lot of folks are doing it. Do that. And if you're on Facebook, please hit the like button. Also, you can share this at any point in time. And if you're catching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscription button as well as the notification button, because Lorenzo and I do this each and every week from 8 to 8:30, but it usually runs a
It
little
goes
longer.
on to
than
9.
that. Yeah, I know. It always goes a little longer. It always goes a little longer. Shout out to a couple of folks. Tiffany said, my aunt is a superstar. Superstar. Shout out to my man Julius Baker, one of my school friends from back in the day. What up, Jew? And Chris, one of my cool clients in the place to be. He hangs out with us all the time. What's up, Chris? So yeah, definitely hit us up when you get a chance. Also, Wanda, we want to take it back a little bit because you and Lorenzo got some history.
Yes.
When was Jams Fest?
Oh my! Wait a minute.
Is that Joe back there with you and Bobby Duckett?
Oh my goodness!
I did some digging.
Yeah, we went some digging for some of this stuff.
KJ Holiday.
Rest in peace,
well,
KJ.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Jam Fest. I believe this was at the Hampton Coliseum.
Yeah.
I can't remember which acts were on this particular one, but Joe, you can see Joe there. There we did so many there. I think we had about 2 or 3 of them there, and then we did the last one that I participated in was at the Amphimious. It got so big we had to do it on a military base.
Yeah,
that's how big it became. And I had to do some digging to grab these pictures right here, Wanda, Mom.
Look at yes, son. Look at KJ looking like me in my collar.
We could definitely get to that part.
Yes.
Jam Fest, and as you talk about Vanessa, look at the ham right here.
Woo!
He's such a
That's
ham.
a classy lady.
Oh yeah, the guy beside her is just a ham.
He looks like he's 12.
Yeah. Looking like he's 12.
Oh, I remember this day and meeting Vanessa, because she was the icon, we all wanted to meet Vanessa or date Vanessa or, get a chance to have someone that was close to looking like Vanessa and then having the chance to meet her. This is at Jack the Rapper.
That was at Jack the Rapper?
That was at
Jack the Rapper.
Yeah,
that's at Jack the Rapper. Yep.
Yeah,
you ain't called me when you ain't called me.
This was when I was
caught. You look like you were 15, man.
It looked like I was 15. That's a little older than that. But this is when I was caught in between my Will Smith and my Kid and Play days, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I acted a lot like, at this point, I acted a lot like Will Smith, looked a little like him, and looked a little bit like Kid. So that's what I was caught up. And then later on, I started looking like somebody else.
I think you kind of acted like Kid and Play.
Huh?
I think you kind of acted like Kid too.
Yeah. I had a little kid in me too.
You had a little kid.
Yeah, well, look at Vanessa. She looks young too.
She's a great lady to work with. She's just awesome. I don't know if y'all remember KIE.
Oh yeah,
on Chamberlain. Took her to WKIE. The lights went out in the studio.
You in the hood, baby. When you over there.
Yes, she was. The lights went out in the studio, and at that point in time, I was young and working with her, and I got nervous because I'm like, oh my God, the station had gone down. She gonna be all diva-ish. She sat outside in the parking lot and ate ice cream with the DJs. What didn't faze her at all. Classy lady.
Speaking of WKIE.
Who's
Mickey
on
Spencer,
there?
hello,
Mickey. Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Mickey was there when she came to KIE.
Was the program director.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, Wanda.
Yay.
You said that one of the most memorable moments in the business, you got a kiss from this man?
Man, let me tell you, I was...
Hold on, watch out. Here we go.
I was staying at the I came in town for the butterfly ball.
Okay.
Remember the butterfly ball? Anybody know?
No, never heard of it.
Okay, well, I don't want to reveal who he is, so I will hold that. And I was
you gotta say this.
I'm coming.
Right.
I walked back into the hotel and in the Hyatt in Buckhead. You know that. Right, walking down the hall, and all of a sudden I saw this man standing there, and I saw people with their cameras out. And when I turned around, I was walking past, and he kind of tapped my hand. And I turned around, and I looked up, and he bent over, and he kissed me on my cheek, and he said, "Thank you for working my record." working the record. His soundtrack was on Polygram. It was Muhammad Ali.
You got kissed by the
Muhammad
goat.
Ali knew my name.
You got kissed by the goat.
I got kissed by the goat.
You got
And
kissed by
that
the
probably
goat.
is the most memorable, memorable moment in my entertainment career, other than
Mhm.
working for Wes Johnson, which was the most interesting man on the planet.
Yes,
When
he was.
When he came to Richmond, he rolls up in I don't know how long that limousine was, this white limousine. And it's like, Eric, come on, get in. And when I moved to Florida, he said, I got a restaurant for you. I said, what you talking about? He got me. Oh, Lord, he got me. Shout out to West Party. Rest well, Wes. Rest well, because you got me. I was in Orlando. Y'all check this out. People that checking this out. I'm in Orlando. He says, hey, E, come on down to Miami. I got a restaurant. I just opened up a restaurant. I want you to try.
Was it a restaurant? Go ahead.
I'm like, Wes, you the godfather, brother. Because for folks that don't know, Wes was second in command to Russell Simmons at Def Jam.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're talking about, brother that knows his stuff and been and was real good in the business. So I go down there. I said, what's the name of the place? He said, it's called Diamonds. I said, man, that sounds like
oh my goodness. No.
I roll up to the spot.
You had no idea, E?
I had no idea.
Oh, my
It was a
goodness.
strip club.
Oh,
I
yes.
had
Diamonds.
No idea. I walked up in there. He's like, what's up, E? I was like, what's up, Wes? And I look around. I said, oh, whoa. He started laughing. He said, and the steak is good.
No.
That's Wes.
That's Wes.
Well, I got to piggyback on that.
Okay.
So
That's
when I first,
down there.
yes. So I was in Washington, D.C., left Washington, D.C., and came down to Miami, right?
Right.
So I'm in Miami on the radio, right? I'm on the radio at this time. I'm doing afternoons, and I'm on the air with DJ Khaled, okay? Driving 5, I'm doing afternoons, and the great DJ Khaled is my DJ in the afternoons. So you can imagine what the energy was like on those microphones at 5 o'clock. We're going crazy, right?
Right.
So you want to talk about hitting the market and hitting the ground running? Wes hits me up just like he hit you and say, hey, come on by Diamonds. But I knew what Diamonds was, right? But this is how he looked out for your boy. He said, yo, you're my boy. When I would walk in the door, Wes would give me a stack. He would give me $1,000 and say, have a good time. Just make sure you spend it all. So therefore, I come into the market. I'm at Diamonds making it rain. Everybody's looking at me like, yo, who is this dude? Wes is like, yo, I got you. So basically, he wanted to make sure that his boy looked big because it's all about perception. Boom. And that money's coming back. That's how he treated me. That was nothing but love.
We're going to tell our last Wes story. I was Wes's GM. I had to fly down to talk to him about business. I was supposed to be there for 3 days. I spent a week in Miami trying to get Wes to sit down with me so we could go over records. Every night, I ended up at Diamonds.
Now, everyone, this is before it became the king of Diamonds. It's the original Diamonds.
Online, this was my past.
This is her past. All of us. This is all of my past
too. My past.
That's all my past.
I spent so much time in Diamonds trying to talk to Wes. So one day I was in there and I said something about working up in DC. One of the girls said, the lady that was there with her man, she had been there every night. She said, I thought you was the madam.
Oh.
I said, what? She said, well, you just look so comfortable here. I spent a week trying to get Wes to sign some papers. Finally, he signed them. I got on the plane. I left. It was just, it was the most interesting man that I ever worked for.
Oh, I believe it. We've got pictures with Wes, but we were saving them for the episode with Thomas Lytle.
Do that, please.
We were saving it with the episode with Thomas. Thomas comes on. Well, it's funny, man, because I remember so many times, that as we started to age a little bit, sometimes we started losing our friends in the business.
Yeah.
And you guys came up with one of the best solutions to that, because we would only get with each other during funerals.
Yep.
You guys put together the Mid-Atlantic Music Association. We call it Mama. And this is one of what year was this? Number 2?
That was number 2. It was in 19. It was 2008. Eardrum, Wendy Johnson, and Linda Penn and I got together and put this together right over there, right outside of DC in Glendale. It was Last Note is the name of the restaurant, and people came from all over the world. Frank Ski flew in from Miami.
Right. Yep.
He flew. No, he was in Atlanta. He flew in from Atlanta.
Pat Garrett. Wow.
Everybody. Doug Daniels, Sheila Eldridge.
And right there in the
Buddy
front,
D.
in the wheelchair is Max Kidd. And for folks that don't know who Max Kidd is, if you heard of DC Go-Go, Max Kidd was the one that put all of that together way back in the day. He had DC Go-Go on his license plates. And I was like, when you gonna get him off them plates? He says, when I die.
Wow. That was a great night. Night. There's my sister Cordell, and that brings back memories. You'll be the first to know that Wendy and I talked about having another mama this year.
Okay. JoJo Johnson says she loves some mama.
Oh, there she is.
Hey, JoJo.
That's Wendy. That's Wendy Johnson.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I see Kirby in there. I see Linda. Daryl Huckabee is up in there. Frank Ski, we calling you out, my brother.
That's Loretta. I see Loretta. I got to turn
Loretta. I see folks. There's a lot of. I made the first one. I didn't get a chance to come to the second one.
Okay. Well, this was the second one. I think we had one more after this, and then one day when I think it was Wendy. What was it? About 2 years ago. It was before COVID. We just took over a restaurant. Wendy and I scoped out the restaurant every Saturday around 2:00 to see what the vibe was. And we just had everybody meet in there. So I went to the bartender. I said, "You're going to need some help." And he said, "No, it's kind of slow around this time of day." Yeah.
Right. They didn't realize who we were.
Ronnie Coleman was there. Veronica Coleman was there. Wendy. Some guy, I forget his name. He worked at V103. He drove all the way up from Miami.
You got a reputation there.
Miami, good time. Nate was there. It was great.
Sherry Ladisar said Madam Hayes.
Madam Hayes. You got a new name, Mom. You got a new name now. Madam Hayes.
Madam Hayes.
And I want to thank you for always being there in support of the radio station and some of my personal endeavors in the music industry with my video show, Video Connection. Thank you for bringing my man Will by.
That's my baby.
Yeah, that's your baby. So we go back to a couple of the segments of the interview. You pop in on the very end. So let's go back and check. We're gonna go back in time right now to an interview. I had an opportunity to talk to Will Downing and to rib him too at the same time because he went to Virginia Union, Lorenzo. I had to say what I had to say.
That's
I don't
right.
care if I'm interviewing you. You go to
Trojans.
Union. Yeah, Trojans in the house.
We Trojans.
That's right. Let's get right to
Lord have mercy.
And it's by invitation only. We've got Will Downing, Virginia Union in the house, no doubt. I went to state, so there's a little rivalry going on in here. How you doing? How you doing, man?
Doing fine, man.
Now we had the official meet and greet party here at the Landmark Theater. You're performing, no doubt, live tonight, doing your thing.
That's right.
Got a brand new LP.
That's right.
Let everybody know what it's about.
It's entitled Invitation Only, basically like a Will Downing and Friends album. It's featuring Gerald Albright.
Right.
Jonathan Butler, Kirk Whalum, everyone that you like. 12 cuts, 12 different artists.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Now, longevity. You've been in the business for a while now. What album is this for you?
It's album number 6. It's
Number
my 10th year.
6.
10th year recording.
Oh, okay. Now, a lot of people want to know how do you keep that longevity? keeping it fresh, keeping it new?
I think like the easiest way is to be true to yourself, sing about things that you can relate to and you think other people can relate to. So, you know, I think the things I sing about love and relationships, the good and the bad, and people can relate to that, and they kind of gravitate towards the music.
Now, no doubt, everybody knows you almost like a homie because you did go to school at Virginia Union. Where you originally from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York
in the house.
Now, how long you been on tour?
This will be, we've been out for about a week and a half with this tour. This is with Regina Belle and Boney James, and we're going to go up until like the first week of January.
And so how's the tour been so far?
It's been real good.
Real good?
Real good. Real good. I'm looking for a good show tonight. It's gonna be, you know, we always going to give it 100%.
Everybody loves you here in Richmond every time you come in town.
Not everybody loves me, but...
We're going to go all the way over there. He said not everybody loves me. But no doubt, you got there are a lot of supporters. When everybody knew Will was coming to town, it's like, when are the tickets going on sale?
Oh, good, man. I'm glad to hear that.
And we're glad that you came by the connection, no doubt. Now, Will has been out for about 10 years now, 6 albums. What is your favorite video?
I'd have to say I Try.
I Try?
Probably my favorite.
Well, I'm gonna let you introduce this one. This is yours. What? You do your thing. You look at the camera. You introduce this one. This is Will Downing by invitation only.
Taken from my 3rd CD release. I love Supreme. Well, A Dream Fulfilled.
All the ladies love him.
Getting them all mixed up.
All the ladies love him.
One of my all-time favorite tunes. This is I Try.
The ladies just love him. The ladies just love him. We just try right here on Video Connection.
That was a fun night, man.
Yeah.
By invitation only.
Yeah, that was. I remember that night really well.
Over at the Landmark Theater. We'll play the second half of it, but I want to thank you because not only did you bring Will by, you brought Brian McKnight by the connection. You brought Olu by. I mean, I got all those interviews. Oh man, don't worry. I got the. I'll pop
wow.
Olu.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll throw it in there.
That's right.
I'll throw it in there if we got some time.
I actually interviewed Olu on Planet Groove.
Okay.
Yeah. He came by there and I was filling in for Rachel at the time. I don't know where that video is, but yeah, he was there. He did the entire show. I do remember that.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was the BET liaison for Mercury, so I brought all those guys over there. Matter of fact, we lived at BET.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. I remember that. I do remember that.
Now, why did you get into the business, Wanda?
Well, I was looking for something. I'm a very creative person. So I was looking for something that was kind of unconventional, that would allow me to travel. But also I needed to be kind of like working on my own. Right. So having a boss in New York worked, so, and then also, we were going into that disco era. We were coming out of a strange era in the 70s in music. Okay. And I just wanted to make sure that we were represented the best that we could be. And I thought that if my talents could be used for that, it would be able to help Black music stay around. We were at a point of almost extinction at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? And we, as Black music, R&B music, whatever you want to call it, we're always we're always on a cutting block, so to speak.
Right.
Somehow or another they feel that they can do without our music, especially if they're playing it on, the station across the street, that it matters more across the street than it does at our own station. So it was a chance for me to be able to just give something back.
Yeah. How do you feel about hip hop turning 50? When you think about it?
That's crazy that you said that.
That's kind of like
it's 50. So true, but it's so crazy.
50. I just did a post on IG, just going through some pictures of my phone, and I'm like, wait a minute, I need to do this now. Just posting pictures of artists, and we're mainly hip hop artists that I've just interacted with throughout my career. And I was going through my phone and I found a picture of Big L. Big L. Wow. Right? And I just posted that. So if you go to my IG page, Lorenzo Ice-T, it's the first picture there. It's me, Big L. I can't remember the other two guys. One guy was a comedian and the other guy kind of did some stuff with me at BET. I can't remember their names, but turning 50.
Well,
I'm from New York, so I grew up right across the street from Rocksteady Park, the GOAT, all of that. I remember going to the park as a little kid and seeing Grandmaster Flash, setting up the equipment right there at the GOAT.
Wow.
You know, so
It-
it's amazing. It's amazing.
When you said turning 50, it just kind of blows my mind because I was there when it started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, when the Curtis Blows started,
Yep.
when the Motel
Holiday Inn.
yeah, when all that just started, and to know now that it is 50 years old.
Right.
But you know what? I'm kind of proud too that no
Yes.
matter what it is now, it stuck around.
Right.
Mhm.
It had
Right.
to stick to itness, you know, it
Right.
stuck around. It wasn't a phase as they tried to make it say.
Oh,
and
no.
now hip hop is not a music, it's a culture.
Right.
Oh no, Wanda.
Yeah.
And Lorenzo know. Hip hop had to fight its way
Yeah.
to the mainstream
Yeah.
because we could not play hip hop. For those that are checking this out right now, that's on a little young side that hear hip hop all the time, we could not play rap until after 6 p.m.
Yes.
You couldn't play rap until after 6 p.m. They wouldn't allow us to play it.
And then it was only once an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can only play one record an hour.
One hip hop record an hour.
It always
And
seemed
that-
to be Roxanne.
but then a lot of times it would be one of those R&B songs where Heavy D was,
Rapping in the middle of it.
Yeah, rapping in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Heavy-
no. Hold on, remember Lorenzo?
Yeah.
When an R&B artist had a rapper in the record, you could only play the R&B version from 6A to 7P. You couldn't play the version of it when they had the rapper. So I remember Patti LaBelle had Big Daddy Kane.
Mm-hmm.
And you could never play, we could never play Big Daddy Kane with Patti LaBelle during the daytime. It only could play at night. That's how restrictive it was. In other words, you couldn't hear. Remember, Powerhouse Party had started at 10 o'clock on Saturdays?
On Saturday night.
Saturday nights.
The funny thing is, I was the host of the Powerhouse Party.
Yeah,
So
you couldn't even play it.
when you say restrictive, because the PDs did not know the music,
Nope.
I had all the freedom in the world.
Right.
I had 4 hours to play whatever I wanted to play on Power 90.
That's
Power
why I
93
visited
FM.
you at night. That's
Yeah.
why I always came.
Yeah, from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. See, I only did overnights, and then I did the Powerhouse Party on Saturday nights where we were able to play. And just imagine that. Anyone that's in radio right now, you got 4 hours
You want to play. That ain't
to
gonna happen.
play
What you
whatever
wanna
you
play.
wanted to play. And when I sit back and I look at some of the plaques that I've received over during that time, there's no reason why I should receive a plaque because I was only on one night a week. But like when you had your Public Enemies, and your Digital Undergrounds and your KRS-Ones that didn't get played during the week, we were the ones, the Powerhouse Party, that was breaking those artists. And I was, rewarded thanks to Wanda and some other people that worked in the industry that recognized what we were doing, breaking that music in Richmond, Virginia.
So for
Let
all
me
you
say
young
something
folks,
to you real quick.
Go ahead.
It's gonna blow your mind. Remember The Future by the Fatback Band featuring the late great Jerry Bledsoe.
The Future?
Oh my God, I got you too. I
Jerry
got you
Bledsoe was
too.
on that?
Yes, he was.
Wow.
He was that voice. That
Oh yeah,
talked
Jerry's
about
got that voice. Yes,
That was Jerry Bledsoe. I'm sorry, son. You weren't born then.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know
Jerry's
I'm up
voice,
there.
though.
But yeah. Okay, and it was with the Fatback Band?
It was the Fatback Band, The Future. You
Now,
remember Jerry Bledsoe?
Yeah, definitely, of course.
Yeah.
But I just remember the first hip hop record was by the Fatback Band, which
It
was
was
King
King
Tim the Third.
The third.
Right, that was the first one.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it was Rapper's Delight, but no, it was really
Nope.
King
was
Tim the Third.
So
Which
for
was
all
on
you-
Polydor, by the way, I must say, promoted by.
Miss
Wow.
Hayes. So
That
for
was
all
on-
you young folks, out
Wasn't
there,
that on Spring?
Spring was part of Polydor. Remember those
Oh,
distribution
okay.
labels?
All right,
We
got
had
you. That's
Spring,
right. That's right.
Polydor,
That's right.
Casablanca.
All right, that's
Yeah,
right.
RSO.
Okay. I just remember that green and white label. That's what I remember.
Yep.
I remember that. That's what I see. Okay.
So for all you young folks out there that hear rap on the hour, every hour, more than one song, three
Great
or four,
point.
all of the songs back to back, you thank us because we still got the scars. Because we
Yes.
had to fight all my life. We had to fight for your
You had to
scrap
fight.
music for 50
Yeah, I
years.
mean,
Y'all can
because
listen to it. We fought for this.
I just remember that I was like, look, we got to get this Public Enemy on the air.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, what they got to say. Cause I was militant. I was a rebel.
And
I was like, nah, we need, I think we all were at that particular time. Yeah, like, yo, we need this hip hop on the air. They did not want Public Enemy played on the radio. So I had to play it on my show on Saturday nights.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
You had Black Sheep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
where's the Black Sheep? Who's the Black Sheep?
You could get with this, so you could get with
number
that.
9. Love Black Sheep.
That video. Woo!
Yeah, that was hot. That was hot.
That was.
Also,
hold on. We got
you work with some other artists too. Hip hop artists.
So Jay Zan said, I'm finna play them joints right now.
And boogie right quick.
Thanks for checking in, Jason.
Edo G and the Bulldogs, be a father to your child.
I remember that one. Yes.
Blase. Yep, we had of course, the Queen Latifahs, the Montel Jordan was on. We worked Montel Jordan.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you have to bring me back.
Okay.
Mercury merged with Motown. Motown and Mercury merged with Def Jam. It was a whole big thing. Yeah. So the staffs merged.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
He was originally on Def Jam, and
he
then
he was still on Def Jam. I have to tell you that story offline. But yeah, we had
a couple of stories we talked about that we could talk offline.
We could talk. Let me say this while I got a form. If anybody out there know where Al is from Ill and Al Scratch, I'm looking for him in a good way.
Look him up and down and said, I'll take her. Look him up and down and said, I'll take her. And everybody just damn. Yeah. Woo. That's hip hop right there.
Yeah. And you said you were real tight with these guys.
Yes. Matter of fact, Dwayne is on a plane.
Right.
I'm rapping now, Lorenzo. Dwayne is on a plane from San Francisco to Atlanta. And I talked to him right before he got on the plane, and he said he was going to try to call in.
He was going to try to call in.
To call in to say hello to you guys, but I guess he fell asleep.
You're up on the plane. I get it.
Yeah. But this was in DC at the Anthem. Matter of fact, it was in December. Wendy and I and my sister went down to the Anthem. And let me tell you about this dude right here, Dwayne. I used to send limos for Dwayne Lorenzo. Mm-hmm. He sent one of them big old extra large SUVs for me to pick me up. And he treated me like I was his artist. Right. So I will forever love Dwayne. He calls, I call him, he called right back. I had a young lady out in San Francisco that was out there with her baby. She ran away from an abusive relationship. Mm-hmm. And I called Dwayne. He said, I got an apartment building. Tell her to call me.
Just as sure as my name is Dwayne.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tony.
Good dude. Tony.
Good stuff. And we're gonna take it back to this picture.
Oh wow. That was in Atlanta.
This was me, you,
in Atlanta.
Very young. GY. Because it feels good.
Wow, Gary, we were all what's the name of that condo up there? Atlantic Station. We was right outside of Atlantic Station. Man, I can remember more than
You're doing pretty good, huh?
and Gary hired me. That was my first commercial FM radio station. He was my program director.
Yep.
Gary Young.
Gary, let us do, man. I tell you what, Gary, let us be us.
Sure did.
Yeah.
I mean, just to piggyback Eric, he hired me as well. Who did he hire? I think he hired me first.
I think he probably hired you first.
Yeah.
And Gary was so funny because this is how I still remember him calling me. He left a voicemail message. There's a time when all men must serve their country and you must serve the radio. He hit me with that speech. I was like, who is this? And it was Gary Young. I was like, what up, Gary?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Spoke to him sometime last year, and Sunshine. Spoke to them both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my nephew Greg Jefferson. Yay!
Amazing memory, Miss Auntie. Now, in all of what we do, we go through transitions. And Wanda, you've promoted a whole lot of folks. You promoted a whole lot of music.
Yep.
but you're promoting something different now.
Yep, I do.
What you promoting now?
Oh, these guys showed up for me.
I see Patrick and Doug.
That's the that's the great Tony Anderson.
Yeah.
Tony Winger, Doug Daniels, who don't go nowhere for nobody and ain't going, and Patrick Spencer.
Right.
Yeah, this was my ordination. Now I'm an elder at Christ Kingdom Church in District Heights, Maryland.
Okay.
This is a family affair. The young lady that I got my hand on her shoulder, that's my mom. My mom was a pastor.
Okay.
She was ordained.
Wow.
Next to her is my sister, is a deacon. Over top of her is my sister, who's a minister. And there I am, an elder. Talk about family affair.
That's a long way from this girl right here.
Yes. Yes.
Well, now I'm the administrator at Christ Kingdom Church, and instead of promoting records, I'm promoting God.
I say you promoting, you still promoting, though.
That's a beautiful thing. How did your family feel about you working in the industry, specifically your mom?
She turned around.
They didn't know.
Well, they know now, huh?
Well, they knew that I did something, but you know what? When I came home,
Right.
When I was at the dinner table, it wasn't about I just left Vanessa Williams or I just left Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Matter of fact, I avoided talking about it a lot. It was like I would change the subject because, it wasn't something to be brought home to the dinner table. I felt that it was boasting. I have very few pictures of me with artists. The ones that I have, I had to dig up because it wasn't about me. It was about my job was to promote the artist, not to be the star.
I sent Eric a couple of pictures, right? I sent him a picture of Diamond D and the Psychotics. Was that the name of the group? Diamond D and Psychotics, right? And you are not in the picture, but all we got was like half of your face. And I sat back and I said, you know what? Wanda avoided getting in a lot of the pictures with the groups. So I was kind of shocked when I came across that picture at Jams Fest, but that was kind of like you were taking that picture with us as well. I have a picture with you and Steve, Steve Crumley, myself, Bobby Duggett, and you. I think Stan Verrett, who is now an anchor on ESPN, he's in the picture as well.
Right.
Yeah, so they know what I did. They just knew I was gone a lot, but it wasn't.
Yeah, you avoided getting them pictures. I tell you, I understand.
Yeah, I did avoid getting the
We can only load 10 on the platform at a time, so we got a lot of pictures for this one. Speaking of,
you got more? Oh my goodness,
yeah, Michael Johnson, man.
Wow,
and Jody Williams.
Oh my goodness,
that was the crew right here. Those are my people. One funny thing about Jody is one day, her and Bobby Duckett. It's her and Bobby Duckett together. Is that I called Bobby Duckett's number and it wasn't his number anymore.
Right.
And then I couldn't find Jody. Jody wasn't answering her phone. And something happened to me. I thought I had not lost them in death, but I had lost contact. Right. I was discombobulated. And finally Jody called me and I was like, don't you ever do that again. I can't not be without certain people in my life. You know what I mean? Right. Michael Johnson is one of them. I love Michael Johnson. I love him. Let me tell you about this dude. That's another story. I left Polygram for maybe about a year. And when I came back, they didn't want to pay me what I was worth. Michael Johnson went to bat for me.
Okay.
And when we had a meeting in Florida, he said to me, I said, is it anything, one of them meetings you have about what you need to do better? He said, the only thing I need to tell you is you got a 34% raise. That dude went to bat and made those people pay me what I was worth. And I will forever be grateful to him for that.
Mike lives here in Atlanta, man. I catch Mike every blue moon. He'll come by the station. But we talked about Mike. I told Lorenzo, I said, man, we didn't talk about Mike 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
We got to get Mike on the show now.
Yeah.
We got to get Mike on the show. And
that's my dude.
I will check because he's always been a real good dude, man. Real good dude. So if you're checking us out right now on Facebook, do us a favor, hit the like button. Don't be afraid. Hit the share button too, because this is great information and great times that we're having. As well as if you're on YouTube, make sure you go ahead on and smash that notification button as well as subscribe, because We want to get this content out to as many people as we possibly can. You can always catch me on all of my social media at Convo with the DJ. We'll talk about that in a few seconds. Let's get back to the end of this interview with Will Downing, and let's see who pops up at the very end.
Will Downing.
I was going to say the incompetent.
No.
Same thing.
No, not at all. Now, I've seen you perform, and many times you've performed. I've seen you in Constitution Hall with Phyllis, and I've seen you here in Richmond before.
Phyllis.
Your style is smooth, and a lot of people gravitate to the things that you say about relationships. Is it something that is it something that you write personally from personal experience, or from what your friends you say? Oh, my cousin had a bad relationship. Let me write about that one.
Well, it's a little bit of fact, a little bit of fiction in what I do. I think that if you listen to like all 6 albums, you can kind of, if you piece together certain songs, you can kind of get to know who I am as an individual.
Now, out of all 6 of your albums, which one you personally like the best?
That's a tough one. I mean, there's certain things that I like about each album. You know, I never release an album thinking that it's not as good or better than something I did before. Every time I release something, it's the best I could do for that time. So
a lot of artists like to say, well, I treat all of my albums like babies, and I can't. If you were a parent, you couldn't distinguish.
I love them all.
I love them all.
I love them all. Yeah.
Now, no doubt, one of probably my personal favorites, A Dream Fulfilled LP. I really love that one, but I like all of your music. And I had some help from a girlfriend of mine. It's like, whatever you do, if you're gonna buy an album, you better go out and buy Will Downing.
Don't call her name out, Wanda. Don't call her name out.
No doubt. Now, your brand new LP is in the stores now. How's it doing?
It's doing really well.
Doing really well.
I mean, I'm real proud of it. We're off to a good start with our first single, and there's plenty of singles on the album. It's just an all-around good album. Just something you can put on. You don't have to worry about running for your change or to skip to the next song.
Well, I've heard the album, and the album is definitely A1. You got to go out there and purchase it. It is in the stores.
It is in the stores.
It's in stores. Don't forget, go out there and purchase it by invitation only. Will Downing. First of all, I want to thank you for coming by Video Connection. Every time you come through Richmond, if you get a chance, we'll get a shoot. We want to have you here because you're Richmond's own, no doubt, from Virginia Union. Everybody makes mistakes in their lives. Go Trojans. We get to a point of the segment of the show where we call the Bomb Pick of the Week, where we get a chance to decide what's hot for the week and what we want to premiere. Matter of fact, I think yours is this week.
There you go. There you go.
We'll let you do this. See, now, I think I need to go on stage and sing. Let me let you finish introducing.
Oh, we're going to switch roles now? You're going to go sing?
I'll go sing.
And I'm going to take care of the show.
And you take over.
I'll take care of the show.
The Bomb Pick of the Week. What's the new video?
Bomb Pick of the Week happens to be me. All About You, taken from my new CD, Invitation Only. And I'm Will Downing.
And I'm Eric Lee. And I'm going to sing.
Good luck.
On The Connection.
That's you in the red back there, Wanda.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had hair. Wow.
Man,
This has made me feel so good.
Man, thank you for lending your artist to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, standing right beside him. I had a ponytail.
Look, no, you were actually over there making sure them girls didn't act up.
That sounds like Wanda.
She was protecting her.
I had to protect.
Oh, hold on. There we go. Here we go.
It's terrible.
See that Dwayne? Oh, we
Yay!
Hey, Wanda,
Hey, Dwayne.
I forgot my doggone headset extension to this. So, you know what I mean?
So you don't want to wake everybody up.
Like, well, not too many people can hear, though. Can you hear me good?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you.
How you doing, baby?
Wayne from Tony.
How you doing, darling?
So, I'm on my way to Atlanta, actually. And
Are you playing in Atlanta?
Florida.
Oh.
We're playing in Florida tomorrow night.
Okay.
Some big casino. Yeah.
Well, say hello to
everybody.
Wendy. She's
How's it
on.
going? I like the red.
Thank you, darling.
Well, we're happy that you had an opportunity, even on the plane, to pop in, man. There were times that you probably don't remember when you guys were with what's my man we were talking about? Wanda?
Michael Johnson.
Michael
No,
Johnson.
not Mike.
Bobby Duckett.
No. Gosh, Daryl
Oliver. Oh,
Daryl Oliver.
Daryl from DC.
Yeah, remember we did Thanksgiving at his place back in the day.
Yep.
The whole group. Yeah, we were all at his place.
He remembers that.
Came over to the house.
You couldn't remember. You couldn't forget that Daryl. Daryl is off the chain. You know.
I spoke to Daryl. About maybe a month ago.
Okay. Oh yeah, Daryl is
about a month ago. I think he was. I want to say he was in DC, but I think he was either. Dang, I don't know if he was in DC or was he in New York. Dang, I can't remember.
Well, we got a shot of you right here. We got a shot of you on the screen right here with Wanda.
Oh.
Good
I
stuff.
had a great night that night.
Yeah.
Whoa, yes. It's beautiful. We had a good time, right?
We always have
I
a
wish I
good
could have
time.
gone to Ghana. I know she's going to Ghana in about the end of this week, next week.
Well, she's on in the chat. He says, when are you going to Ghana? She keeps saying, "Hey, Dwayne."
Well, she's typing now.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Oh, got it.
he wants to know. That was a great night that we had that night, Dwayne. I had a great time. I thank you
we had
much.
so much.
Next Wednesday.
Some memorable times.
Dwayne, she's going next Wednesday. She's going next Wednesday.
Yeah, right. She is.
Next Wednesday. Yeah.
You know, I wanted to go and celebrate my birthday out there.
Good stuff,
Wow.
man.
So we have to make something happen later this year.
Okie dokie. All right.
Man, I hate the fact that I left my adapter to plug my headset up.
Okay. So you say you're heading to Atlanta by way of Miami or Florida to perform?
Hold on, where are we playing in Florida?
Hard Rock?
It's a casino. So we
Okay.
actually
I'd be the Hard Rock
over in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's got to be the Hard Rock. It's probably
No,
Hard
it's not
Rock.
the Hard Rock.
Okay, all right.
Might have times
So
have
it should be
changed.
nice,
We can now be on the phone, on the plane, and be on the video.
Oh, I almost forgot, man. I remember going to
We are
see
in
y'all.
the Jetson days, like this.
I remember you guys were performing before Janet. You was on the Janet concert years ago. The Janet concert when you guys were on the show.
Yeah, when we were opening up for her, I remember.
When you opened up for Janet, I remember I was there.
Oh man, I had such a great time. I think one New Year's Eve, and I was hanging out, me, Latifah, and everybody. Oh man, I'll never forget those things. You know, New York was on fire then, boy.
That's what's up.
So where's everybody on here?
I'm in
Wanda. I know where you are. Where's
I'm in Atlanta.
Where's everybody else?
I'm in Atlanta.
You in Atlanta?
And I'm in Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, look at that. So so this was up. So I recently bought a ranch out there in Hampton. So kind of gonna make that into one of my production houses. And,
you said where?
Which like about 13 or 14 acres.
Hampton.
It's in
Hampton, Georgia.
It's in Hampton. Yeah, that's prime McDonough.
Yeah, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, it's a little bit outside, which is a good thing for me.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for you.
Not too much
You don't need to be
action.
there. You don't need to be downtown. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I don't need to be down there. I got a little spot down there, but I don't need to be down there.
Yeah, I get it. Absolutely. I think we just lost him.
I think well, Eric, if he has a spot in Atlanta, I'll be down soon.
Okay, good stuff.
That's good stuff.
Well, Wanda, we told you 30 minutes, but Lorenzo and I knew it was gonna be an hour. We
knew.
Tell you that. Oh, we got Dwayne back.
Look,
I think we got him back.
This is so dope.
He's like,
So
this is dope.
What'd you say?
Say it again.
What did you say?
We couldn't hear you.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I said we got you back because we lost you for a second.
Up to these days.
I'm in radio.
No, I'm just
I'm in
checking
radio in Atlanta. So I'm still in radio in Atlanta. And Lo, what you doing now?
Who, me? I'm in Miami, doing radio in Miami and radio in Atlanta. So I'm in two stations.
Yeah. And I'm at V103 in Atlanta.
That's what's up.
When you come through, man, when you land, you get down there, come on, see us. Come see us when you land.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely will.
Okay.
How long you guys gonna be on the phone?
Oh, we actually finishing up. We've been on for about an hour now.
Oh damn! Oh, okay.
It's all good, man. It's all good. We're glad you checked in, man. We're glad you checked in.
Yeah, man. It's good to see everybody.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. It's been a minute.
I signed on to the thing.
All right.
Oh, you know what? They just told me I can't do this. So I got to sign on.
Okay.
Bye now.
All right.
Okay.
All right, brother. Take care.
Hey,
That's the record
I
industry.
don't know how it works, but I signed on to that. All right. Be cool.
Bye-bye.
Oh, man.
I was surprised they let him talk that long.
I was like, on the airplane, boy, they usually don't let you do that.
Uh-huh.
And
when he said he was going to call in from the plane, I was like, well, okay, I haven't flown in a while.
Right. Well, Wanda.
Yes, dear.
How can people find you on social media if you want to be found?
Right, that's the key. If I want to be found.
found.
Well, I'm only on one social media. I can't get with the tweeting, and
Okay.
I'm not a big Instagrammer, so I'm on Facebook if you want to find me. Wanda Hayes, plain and simple. I'm on Facebook.
Okay. All right.
Well, it's good to see you, Mom.
It's good to see you, son.
Janaya said you.
Janaya, let me tell you, this is an up and coming artist, Janaya Ruff. That's my great niece, believe it or not.
Okay. All right.
Yes. I'm gonna send you some music, both of you.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Eric's got a platform where he can get it on almost every night.
Absolutely. 100 Hip Hop R&B FM. You can catch me each and every night, as well as the weekends on Saturdays.
Can I get one more shameless plug?
Of course you can.
You saw my niece, my other niece, Tiffany Huntley. She is the owner of Huntley's Dipping
Dots.
She has a condom, not a condom. She has a seafood dipping company. I can't get it out. I can't say it right. It's Huntley's Seafood Sauce. It's in stores from all across the country. Blue cheese, seafood dipping sauce, barbecue sauce, all of it. Black-owned woman.
Say it again.
Huntley's. It's called Huntley's. Look for it in stores.
Okay. All right. Huntley.
All right. That's my shameful plug.
No, that's what this is all about.
Yeah, we want to. One of the things when I was telling Lorenzo when we put the show together is you see the stories of the artist and you hear their stories, but they could never be who they are if it wasn't for people like you,
right?
And Michael and Jody and Wendy and all those people that had to go to radio stations, sit in the lobbies of those crazy program directors and some of the cool music directors.
Right.
And, make sure that you took the time to promote their interest, taking care, just like when I was joking about that whole Will Downing in the very end, but you were his protector. Because, there are going to be some women who are going to get a little funky over there because they want to be cute about it.
Right.
Yep.
So you guys were responsible for a lot of what they are or what had come to be. So we want to highlight those folks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We want to talk. We want to talk to the Bobbies and the Michaels and everybody, right, Lo?
Yeah, and it came from an era, and we're probably going to say this each and every week, but it was all about, and it doesn't exist anymore. It was about relationships.
Right.
That's what it came down to. It was about relationships, and we found so many different ways outside of the radio station to formulate those relationships and nurture those relationships. So when you came to me when I was a music director and assistant PD, well, you know, you had whatever you need up there. And when I was in Baltimore with Crumley, so it didn't matter because what you need, we got you. And that's all that mattered because it all dealt and came and was birthed from relationships,
right.
You know, and that's what doesn't exist anymore today, or at least I don't see it as much as I used to. You know, I'm not in those positions anymore, but I don't even think there's the freedom is the same anymore. No. I don't even have to think about that. It's not the same anymore.
Right.
So,
well, thank you for thinking about me and
absolutely,
you know, calling me to have me on. It really is humbling and it's great. And I just thank you.
Yeah, and I'll send you the interviews with Olu. They were pretty good. So
we'll
we'll find a way to put them. We'll add them back in another time.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Lo, how can they find you, brother?
Well, they can find me on Star 94.5, Orlando's only R&B, and that is Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., and on Hot 105, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday nights. That's exactly where you can find me.
Okay, and you can catch me at Convo with the DJ on all of my social medias, and I mean all of them: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, at Convo with the DJ. And if you get an opportunity, go to the YouTube page. Please subscribe, and we will be doing this all over again next
Thursday.
And we'll have another guest. We'll have some more interviews. We'll have some more pictures. We're going to go back in time. We're going to talk about some of the artists that you grew up on and the people that made them who they are today. And that's going to be fun. So matter of fact,
and every week
Thomas is next.
Who's next?
I think Thomas is going to be next.
Oh my goodness.
Thomas Littell. Def Jam.
Every week there's a story that I think shocks everybody on the panel.
Right.
This week it was the West Party Johnson story.
Oh my God.
We all had the same
all of us
story.
had the same story. Diamonds.
Who knew?
I know, right?
Who knew? That's crazy. Excuse me.
In closing, Eric, I just want to say to people who are getting into the business or in the business now, this business is a lot of fun. It's a lot of good times. It's got a lot of laughter, if you can see, but it can also swallow you up.
Yes, it can.
So remember, this is what you do. It's not who you are.
Absolutely.
That's it.
You can say that again. This is what you what?
This is the music industry is what you do. It's not who you are.
Okay. You heard that. Well, Wanda, stick around for a second. Lo, we got to make this thing illegal. You ready?
Yes, let's go.
Here we go.